Hello children. In the previous session of physics, we were discussing on the lesson light, and we were discussing mainly on the spherical lenses, that is how the process of refraction take place through the spherical lenses. There are two types of lens, that is concave lens and convex lens, and we also learnt the ray diagram, that is how the convex lens converges the light and how concave lens diverges the light, all that we discussed today. In today's session, we shall be proceeding with the lesson and learn to represent or to draw or to show the nature, size and position of the image formed by the convex lens. There, concave mirror was converging, here convex lens is converging, children. So we are paying more attention to the converging mirror or the converging lens, and we are studying different positions of the objects for the mirror, converging mirror, that is concave mirror, and converging lens, that is the convex lens. Of the convex lens for various position of the object. If you look at the table, this table is similar to what we have already discussed with respect to the concave mirror or the converging mirror. Here also, in the first case, you have first column, you have the position, different positions of the object. In the second column, you have different positions of the images formed, and in the third column, you have the relative size of the image, and in the last column, you have the nature of the image. So you already know what is the meaning of nature. Nature of the image means whether we are saying whether it is real or inverted or virtual and erect images. Real images are always inverted, virtual images are always erect. All this we have discussed, children. With that background, today this table also very simple. If you have understood that table or gone through the video of that formation of image by concave mirrors, children, this is very easy. In the previous session, I also showed or explained in case of convex mirror the different parts of the lens of different parts of the lens. So this is how the convex lens is. The center of the lens is called O, that represented by a capital O, called the optic center. An imaginary line which is passing through the optic center of the lens is called the principal focus. Lens is a transparent medium, children. Lens is a transparent medium which is bound by two surfaces, either one or by one or two surfaces. We studied the definition of the lens. But here we are considering the convex lens. Which lens will have one surface? Plano-convex or plano-concave lens, if you consider, that will have one surface as plane. But we are studying the ray diagrams with respect to the double-sided lenses, means which has two refracting surfaces. So A, B, C is one refracting surface. A, B, C is the second refracting surface. Now, since there are two refracting surfaces, children, we learned that there are two principal focus for the lens, or foci, the plural I said you. It has principal foci and not principal focus. Whereas in case of mirror, one side will be silvered or polished, hence it has only one principal focus. But since two refracting surfaces are there for this lens, it has principal focus on either side of the lens. So whatever the principal focus you are getting on this side of the lens are marked as F1, 2F1, the subscript 1 remains the same, children. 1F1, 2F1, 3F1, 4F1 ಹಾಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. This side of the lens is F2. ಅಂದ್ರೆ second principal focus point will be 2F2, like that. So how can you may be a bit confused or wondering how there so many principal focus point it can have. What is principal focus, children? When the light is coming from the source and falling on the lens, the refraction will take place. The refracted rays will converge or meet at some point. That point is called the principal focus. That is where the image of the object is formed. Okay, now keep this in mind. This is true for both mirror as well as lens. When the rays of light are falling on the mirror or the lens, after converging or diverging, they meet at some point. That the rays of light converge at some point called the principal focus, and where they converge, that point is called as the principal focus, or that is where the image of the object is said to be formed. Hope it is clear to you. Now, since this lens is also part of the sphere, children, it will also have the center of curvature. This also I said you in the last video. C1 and C2, there are two centers of curvature for the lens, as there are two refracting surfaces. Now, this is the skeleton of the ray diagram, which you should remember before learning for the image formation at different positions of the lens. First lens baribeku. ABC, ADC and the refracting surface. Now you should label. This labeling, if you want, you can do with any alphabet you want. But F, C, O, idala you should not change. Okay na? So center of the lens mark as optic center. Mark the principal focus F1 and 2F1 on the left hand side of the lens. Mark the principal focus F2 and 2F2 on the right hand side of the lens. Where you mark 2F1, there only you mark center of curvature C1. Wherever you are marking 2F2, at that point only you mark the center of curvature C2. It is not like why should we mark there only, ma'am? No, you can mark, because since we are showing the center of the circle or the sphere on the nothing else. Okay na? So C1 and C2 also you will label. Now children, as we studied in case of the mirror, all the distances are measured starting from the pole of the mirror there. Similarly, in case of lens also, all the distances are measured starting from the optic center of the lens. Any distance you measure ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರು, you should measure starting from the optic center of the lens. So, the distance from optic center to the principal focus of the lens is called, that is OF1, children. Distance from optic center to F1, if you measure, it is nothing but the focal length of the lens, which is represented by small letter O. This is similar to that of the mirror. There also pole to principal focus is nothing but the focal length. Illi optic center to principal focus is focal length. Next, distance from optic center to the center of curvature C1 of the mirror is called the radius of curvature, represented by capital letter R. That's all you should know for now. Sign convention later I will explain after studying the ray diagram, children. These things you know, basics these are. OF andre optic center to principal focus is focal length, optic center to center of curvature is radius of curvature R. That's all. So this is the skeleton of the ray diagram you should draw. If at all you see the question based on ray diagram, draw the skeleton and keep ready. Then you can check what position they have given, how I should draw, where the image should form, what is the nature of image, all that you can decide later, children. Now, in the case of mirror, you have studied that when a ray of light is passing parallel to the principal axis like this, if it is going parallel to the principal axis, it used to reflect and pass through the principal focus. I will show you here fast. Okay na? A ray of light passing parallel to the principal axis, after reflection will pass through the principal focus of the mirror. Similarly, here in case of lens, children, light passing through the passing parallel to the principal axis. Idu principal axis alva ee line idu parallel agi if the ray of light will come children, it will pass through the lens and it will pass through f2, that is the focal length, principal focus of the mirror on the other side of the lens. That is important. In case of mirror, what will happen? It will pass through the principal focus which is on the same side of the mirror. Yakendre aa kade right hogakagala, it is silvered or polished, one surface matra is available for reflection. But as far as this lens is concerned, it is a transparent medium, air glass interface it is, isn't it? Ray of light is traveling from air to glass, rarer to denser, denser to rarer anta. But all that basics you have known, that we will apply here, but not for each and every ray diagram. I will be telling you that children, it is understood. Either ray of light this is incident ray, which is coming from infinity, we will say. Yellow infinite distance in the light bartada. It is coming in air medium and falling on the mirror, lens, which is the glass medium. So air will be rarer medium and glass will be the denser medium. So rarer to denser andre the ray of light will bend towards the normal. But towards the normal, away from the normal and all, you cannot draw the normal. You can show it, but still children, we will say that the ray of light which is passing parallel to the principal axis will pass through the principal focus of the mirror on the other side of the lens. Next point is, any ray of light passing through the principal focus. If the ray of light is passing through the principal focus mirror after refraction, it will pass parallel to the principal axis on the other side of the lens. Allinu hige agadu mirror alli. If at all ray of light was passing through the principal focus after reflection, it used to emerge parallel to the principal focus, children. We studied. Here also it is saying a ray of light passing through the principal focus of the mirror after refraction will emerge parallel to the principal axis. This is point number 2. Third point is, here we studied a ray of light which is passing through the center of curvature of the mirror will retrace the path in case of mirror. In case of lens, children, if at all a ray of light is passing through the optic center of the lens, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಈ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಗೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮಿರರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ we know it is silvered or polished, it will block the light, so it used to retrace the path, children. But here no such limits, the ray of light is free to travel. So what it will do is, it will not retrace the path, but it will travel in straight line without any deviation. A ray of light passing through the optic center of the lens will travel without any deviation. Here, the ray of light passing through the center of curvature used to retrace the path. Yake anta held. But here, the ray of light passing through the optic center of the lens will travel without any deviation. In case of mirror, I said for the image of an object to be formed, minimum of 2 rays of light are required. It is same in case of lens as well, children. Whenever you are drawing the ray diagram, minimum of 2 rays of light you need to mention. Minimum of 2 rays of light are required for the formation of image. Hence, either you can choose a ray of light which is passing parallel to the principal axis. Make sure, if so, you show the ray of light is passing through the principal focus of the lens on other side of the lens. If at all you are drawing a ray of light passing through the optic center, please don't mark the arrow mark in opposite direction. Why? The ray will pass without any deviation if it is passing through the optic center of the lens. It will not retrace as in case of the mirror. If at all you are drawing the ray of light passing through principal focus of the mirror, then the refracted ray will emerge parallel to the principal axis, again on the other side of the lens. Why here I always image image is forming on other side of the lens andre, the answer you will get when if you have watched the previous session video where I explained you the ray diagram, that is when the diagram to show that convex lens is converging lens. How did we draw that? Ray of light ಹೀಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೀಗೆ it used to converge at the point. At F2 the image of the object was formed, which was again on the other side of the lens, isn't it children? So most of the cases the image of the object for the convex lens is formed on the other part of the lens. Now with this basics, let us draw the ray diagrams for the different positions of the object and know its nature and size of the, as well as its position by drawing the ray diagram.